Oh yeah, right. Just do it right when it starts. That's a good idea. That's a great idea. Hi there. Hi. I'm Uncle Game Boy, and it's so very late in the morning where I'm at. It's 3:17 in the morning. Can you believe it? Fuck me. What am I even doing right now? Well, let me tell you. You might be familiar with a movie called Food Fight. It's a funny little shit of a movie that people on the internet love to make fun of. John Tron made a fucking YouTube video that got 20 million views. All right, so if you didn't see it, there's probably something wrong with you. But it's a really bad CGI movie that is about brands. And what do they get up to when the supermarket doors close and whatnot? You know, it's a lot like Toy Story. One could even say it's basically exactly like Toy Story, but with food. But with food, you know. So I don't feel the need to discuss it. But here's the thing: they made a novelization of it. They've made novelizations of so many books and movies. Sometimes that wasn't a flub because sometimes they take, believe it or not, they take like a book like Matilda that's based off of a book already, and they make a novelization of it rather than, oh geez. Sorry, as I was saying, they make a novelization of it regardless, but make a book out of a movie usually goes the other way around. You would think. You never know how to start this shit. So I might as well just get into it. But here's the thing. It is very late here. Normally I wouldn't be doing this stuff at this hour, and I'm not entirely sure how loud my impressions of like Charlie Sheen, and I'm gonna try to be, tread lightly with doing Wayne Brady and uh, what's that guy's name? Christopher Lloyd. All the fucking people that are in Food Fight. You're gonna be hearing really, really good impressions of all of them as I read this book. So, the other people that live here might get very upset with me and tell me to shut the fuck up, and then at that point the stream will have to end. But until then, I'm gonna do my best to read this book and do the voices. Do the voices. Here's one thing I'm gonna say real quick. I was reading ahead just a little bit. I didn't want to spoil anything for myself, but like, I did see that like I think that there was a little bit of a um, I don't know. I don't know what the hell you'd even call it, but some sort of problem where they couldn't have the brands as they are in the movie in the book. Like they must have not been able to work out the same rights deals or whatever for like the Vlasic pickled stork. It's a stork. I was gonna say pelican. I think he's a stork. Or like Charlie the sun-kissed tuna fish or Mr. Clean. So they're described as like something like the bird with the glasses who loved pickles, rather than calling them the Vlasic pickle bird or whatever. But then they have the brand names for the ones that are made whole cloth for the movie, like Dick's Detectives, cereal sleuth, cinnamon sleuth, cereal sleuths. So I don't know. It's fucking all over the place. It's gonna be crazy, folks. But I think it should be fun, a fun little lark to read. So, did I say lead? I think I said read. It doesn't matter. One of the benefits of having a Twitch stream that nobody watches is that you don't have to worry about making mistakes or anyone giving you problems or anything like that, or just being a nasty weirdo. Seems like so many people on Twitch are just on there to be nasty little weirdos, and I don't really understand what motivates someone to do that, or what would motivate somebody to want to receive that kind of attention. I don't really know what's going on with anybody in that situation. It seems very fucked up and weird. And I don't want any part of it. I just want to make a fun show where I read stupid books, okay? That's all I want to do. And honestly, it'd probably be easier if nobody else participated in it for me. I'm getting exactly what I want right now, I'll have you know. You've fallen right into my trap. Alright. I got a little flavor video. It is the entirety of Food Fight, the movie. So I'm hoping it won't be a problem, but I'm not going to be playing the sound. I'm going to be playing this lovely classical music that's just perfect for reading. And I'm going to be doing all the voices myself. I'm going to be reading all the action myself. So it's not really like, I mean, the whole problem with copyright infringement is that, you know, it could. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. Okay. Sorry. I forgot it starts with the sound on. Sorry, nobody. Anyway, so let me pause it. We're not starting yet. I can't have the movie. Well, the movie probably will. One thing I'm interested to see is how quickly either I or the movie outpaces one another. Like who can get through this story faster. But let's see. So, but I'm gonna be doing all the celebrity voices. I'm gonna be reading all the action. So I don't think this should be a problem for copyright. So let me get into reading mode. That's not reading mode. That's watching YouTube mode. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is the novelization of Foodfight, a terrible movie starring Charlie Sheen, made in 2012. The junior novelization of Foodfight was adapted by Irene Trimble, story by Larry Kasanoff, who wrote the screenplay, and Joshua Wexler. Oh wait, oh god. I think Larry Kasanoff is the guy who directed it. I'm sorry, because it says screenplay by Brent Friedman and Rebecca Swanson and Sean Derrick and Larry Okay, good, I was right, and Larry Kasanoff. I was like, I remember the name Larry Kasanoff. Larry Kasanoff was the maniac who was like, Foodfight must exist. All right, okay, okay, cool. Oh, wait, the video isn't playing. There we go. Okay, come on. Yeah, all right. Foodfight, the junior novelization for your pleasure, read by Uncle Game Boy. Okay. Ah yes. What lovely glissandos to help us read. Chapter 1. Mr. Leonard was a good supermarket manager. He kept his shelves clean and stocked with the finest goods money could buy. The cash register closed with a satisfying clunk, and Mr. Leonard cheerfully waved goodbye to the last of his happy customers. It had been another successful day. "Good night, Mr. Leonard," a customer called as she shuffled out the door with her bags. Don't work too late now, good God. Come on. Normally I'm reading Oliver Twist, and I'm like, okay, this is fucking Charles Dickens. He writes with these, elaborate, verbose sentences. It's very difficult to read. If you're giving me shit for reading it, you're kind of an asshole and a bigot, perhaps. But this is you can't really say that when you're reading something called the junior novelization, can you? Okay, whatever. Okay, don't work too late now. Just closing up, Mr. Leonard answered, taking his keys with him. Who does Mr. Leonard's voice? Mr. Leonard. Ed Asner, okay. Ed Asner. Just closing up, Mr. Leonard answered, taking his keys with him as he prepared to lock up. Nothing much happens around here after dark. As the overhead lights flickered off one by one and the doors of the market clicked shut, the displays of soups and cookies and the aisles of liquid cleanser and dog food stood still and quiet. The lights began to flicker as the shelves of cardboard boxes and jars became buildings of mortar, steel, and glass. The brand icons of each product began to spring to life, ready for a night on the town. I'm sorry, I realize, here's the deal. No joke, I do have like chronic health issues that make breathing hard, and I'm having a little difficulty right now. Bear with me 1 second while I attend to those. You've got Foodfight to watch in the meantime. You're perfectly fine. And as far as I know, nobody on Twitch expects to be watching anything of any entertainment value whatsoever. So I don't know what to say to you at this point, but you need to give me a second so I can fucking deal with my nasty, congested head. Pardon me. I maybe should have done this nasal irrigation shit before. And I got this fan. What am I doing right now? What am I doing? It's 3 a.m., folks. It's fucking 3. It's 3:30 in the morning. Okay. It's 3 in the morning. Just take it easy, all right? Not everything's gonna go right at 3 in the morning. That's what they call it, the fucking witching hour, okay? They call it the witching hour because the witch's tricks happen at the witching hour, which is 3 a.m. And I'm in the fucking middle of it. It's 3:30 a.m. where I am. I'm smack dab in the middle of the witching hour, all right? Can you give me a little bit of slack and cut me a little bit of slack also for having some technical snafus and having some issues and everything, all right? It's fine. And I think only one person is watching it this, and I'm pretty sure that's me. So I don't think I gotta worry about anything. Okay, I think the fan's fine. Oh man, I'm starting the video over, okay? That wasn't fair. It wasn't fair to start it. I had to do... You saw what happened. You saw... Okay, back to Foodfight, the junior novelization. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Oh God, okay. The lights began to flicker as the shelves of cardboard boxes and jars became buildings of mortar, steel, and glass. The brand icons of each product began to spring to life, ready for a night on the town. Then the glass jars in the condiment section began to tinkle as an escaped helium balloon drifted silently across the store. A large bird in glasses stepped out of his home. We're in a pickle now, he thought. How does the Vlasic pickle bird talk? We're in a pickle now. Yeah, he talks like Groucho Marx. We're in a pickle now. No. How that elephant got in my pajamas, I'll never know. How that elephant got in my pajamas, I'll never know. We're in a pickle now, honey. We're in a pickle now, sweetheart. There we go. A large bird in glasses stepped out of his home. We're in a pickle now, he thought. Does he think? Does he also think in his... Yeah, he does. He thinks the way he talks. We're in a pickle now, he thought, as a gasp rose from the market aisles. This is what I'm talking about. Like, they can't say the Vlasic pickle bird. But then they say riding the balloon was the Fat Cat litter brand icon, because Fat Cat litter is not a real litter brand. But if it was Fresh Step, I think that's one. I'm pretty sure. If it was Fresh Step, they would say, a kitty stepped out of a litter box. That was a bad example. It's the witching hour. It's the fucking witching hour. Everything fucked up happens in the witching hour. Someone who was a very wise person said nothing good happens after 4 in the morning, and I think 1 hour earlier is not much better. Riding the balloon was the Fat Cat litter brand icon, who was, as usual, up to no good. This time he had kidnapped a basket of kittens for some unknown evil purpose. Jesus. Suddenly, the square-jawed face of Cinnamon Sleuth cereal rose from his shelf. It was Dex Dog Detective, the handsome icon who had made the words, "The secret's inside," world famous, because that's Charlie Sheen. And you must admit that is a very, very, very good Charlie Sheen impression. In his worn leather jacket and hat, Dex jumped onto the riding balloon that the Fat Cat icon had taken from the floral and produce section. He looked down and saw the passive aisles and displays slowly transforming into a living city, Marketropolis. It was the kind of town that really came alive at night, and he knew every neon-lit street, back alley, and clearance shelf in the joint. "Listen up, Fat Cat," said Dex. The other Ikes? Oh, right, I remember that from the movie. Ikes, the brand icons who were the citizens of Marketropolis. And this is a pratfall that a lot of fantasy literature falls into. Like, you gotta be judicious with your amount of new terminology that you're foisting upon people, okay? Because it can be very confusing to try to figure out all this new terminology and everything. We're just being introduced to this fucking world of Marketropolis, and already you're like confusing me with terminology like Ikes, which is, one syllable less than icon, okay? Are we really saving that much time? Really? Listen up, Fat Cat, Dex said. The other Ikes, the brand icons who were the citizens of Marketropolis, looked on nervously. Dex nodded toward the fluffy kittens in the basket. "I'm giving you one last chance. Hand them over before I cash in your coupons for you." The overstuffed cat grinned and twirled his whiskers. Oh, what's Fat Cat? Who does Fat Cat's voice? Let's see. Who is Fat Cat? Harvey Fierstein. Okay, I'll do my best. Okay. Who's Harvey Fierstein? He's the guy who does, Mrs. Doubtfire's makeup. His brother. "If you any closer, you'd be Mom. If you any closer, you'd be Mom. If you any closer, you'd be Mom." There we go. I got it. I promised you pitch perfect celebrity impressions, and I am delivering. Let's go. The overstuffed cat grinned and twirled his whiskers. "If you any closer, you'd be Mom.
It's you, the great Dex Dog Detective, who are... Wait, oh, God. It is you, the great Dex Dog Detective, who are about to fall from grace, or should I say, be pushed.
Dex spotted a small army of hairless hamster icons dressed as ninjas watching the action with a shrug. Dex flicked a raisin into the air with his thumb. If I had a raisin for every time I heard that one, Dex said coolly, catching the raisin in his mouth. The hamster ninjas charged from all sides as the cat yelled, "Pulverize them!" But the Ikes were no match for the great Dex Dog Detective, not on this day or any other. Dex quickly pummeled the ninjas with his own smooth martial arts moves, including a final roundhouse kick that sent them all sliding off the balloon. As the ninjas fell screaming, the fat cat took a step back. Okay, that's Dex. This is an issue. This is an issue because typically when you're reading a book, they don't tell you who's talking necessarily until you're like fucking halfway through the fucking sentence. But by then, I'm already well into my impression, my pitch perfect impression. But Charlie Sheen and Harvey Fierstein they sound very different. Okay. It's just you and me, Dex. Okay, I'm sorry. It's just you and me, Dex said, staring into the cat's yellow eyes. Fork over the little guys and no one gets hurt. The mewling kittens tried to escape, but the cat slammed the basket lid shut. Never, he growled. I need these miserable flea bags to make my new black market kitty litter cookies. I'm sending you to the cooler, Dex said as he reached into his jacket and pulled out a tiny pink cocktail sword. And by the way, that kitty litter cookie thing is the worst idea I've ever heard. Seriously. The cat pulled a large kitty litter machine gun and laughed. He thought he had Dex outgunned until the great dog detective casually punctured the top of the balloon with his tiny sword. The cat's eyes widened as he watched Dex flip from the bursting balloon and catch the falling basket of kittens. In midair, Dex whipped down his price tag gun, aimed it at the top of Raisin City Music Hall, and left a fly of cord stickers. Hold on. Where's my hanky? Where's my fucking hanky? Normally I would do my nasal irrigation thing, but that's a whole process. It takes a little while. And then you're kind of dripping from the nose for a while afterwards. You really have to make sure you're not doing anything for a minute if you're going to do the nasal irrigation thing. Well, maybe you should have done that before. Yeah, well, a lot of good that does me now. A lot of good that does me right now. All right? They're fucking already hanging out. Him and the raisin chick already hanging out. He's fucking throwing raisins at him. And I'm like, I'm still fucking in the beginning where he's doing ninja moves. This is fucked up. I'm sorry I'm having a hard time getting through this. As the stickers caught hold, Dex swung around, grabbed the top of a flagpole, and catapulted himself high above the city. Doing a neat triple flip, he gently dropped into the center of Produce Park with the precious basket of kitties. Like every Ike in town cheered as, somewhere in the background, the screaming cat whooshed around the store, clutching the Doom Balloon. Doom Balloon! Dex handed the purring kittens over to Harry Holt, a fastidious British hair care product. That's really expecting a lot from these kids to know fastidious, but I think that's probably a contingency of whoever publishes these books or whatever. It's like you have to put some difficult words in here, okay? It can't just be brain dead tripe for fucking stupid little dumbass kids who, watched Foodfight and need more, or so excited about Foodfight that they need to read the book beforehand. Like I did with the Page Master, and that's what I was thinking of when I considered this whole enterprise. These silly book novelizations of movies that I read as a kid, for movies that weren't even good at all. Let's see. Here we go. Dex handed the purring kittens over to Harry Holt, a fastidious British hair care product. Who's Harry Holt? Who's Harry Holt? Who is that? Who does his voice? Mrs. Butterworth? Greg Ellis. Okay, I don't... Greg Ellis sounds like whatever I say. Is it because you're going to tell me different? You're going to tell me different? You say you know what Greg Ellis sounds like? Honestly? No, you don't. Nobody does. Harry never had a single one of his red fox hairs out of place. He was a little too finicky about his looks for Dex's taste, but the dog detective had a live and let live attitude. Every brand icon had its place on the shelves. Just another day's work in this city that never sleeps, Dex thought. This divisive, you can't see it. You could if I wanted to show it to you. But I had to make a choice between showing the movie and the book, and I think the movie's better. But like they italicize their thoughts. It's just weird. Just another day in the city that never sleeps, Dex thought as he unzipped his jacket, revealing a white tuxedo. Now it's time to get down to the real business at hand. But before Dex could make his way through the throng of adoring produce icons, including the chatty Lola Fruitola, he was stopped by Hedda Shopper. She was a parrot newspaper reporter Ike from the in-store newspaper. What the hell? What the hell? She was a parrot. If you just like presented that sentence out of context to someone, they'd be like, did you just get hit in the head or something? What the fuck are you saying? She was a parrot news reporter, like the Ike. Oh my god. She was a parrot news reporter, Ike, from the in-store newspaper. That would be very strange. Can you imagine if you like were, I don't know. I forget. It's like because like the boxes turn into buildings. I think there's some sort of transformative property that happens when the sun goes down or the store closes or whatever the fuck is going on. Whatever triggers this infusion of life into these products or whatever. But like I was just thinking it'd be really funny if you came across like a little like newspaper publication operation. Just like little, just like what it looks like when they show like Stop the Presses, those presses, but they're all little like for like a parrot and all the little Mrs. Butterworths and Charlie the Star-Kissed Tuna to read. It would just be very strange, but also kind of adorable. What a whimsical world that would be. Anyway, who's talking now? Let's see. Hedda Shopper. Who does Hedda Shopper's voice? Christine Baranski. Oh, she's lovely. You're always doing okay when you have Christine Baranski on board, let me tell you. So she's kind of like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah. There we go. That's Christine Baranski right there. Dex, head of shopper here. This makes 500 consecutive cases you've solved as head of the United Supermarket Defense Association. What's your secret? Dex flashed his trademark grin. The secret's inside, he said, giving his classic handgun salute to the cheering crowd. Cool. All right. Chapter 2. Chapter 2 of the Foodfight novelization. Okay, I had to read ahead a bit to see who was talking. Who's Dan? Dan who? Daredevil Dan, Wayne Brady. Okay, we got to be careful here. All right. Wayne Brady. What does Wayne Brady sound like? I'm cycling through all of the things I know Wayne Brady from and what I know him saying, and I'm like, do I really want to try to imitate that voice? Is that what I'm trying to do to myself live on the internet? Is imitate Wayne Brady's voice as closely as I can? Oh, jeez. What do I even do here? What does a honky do in this situation? I think I'm just gonna... He's gonna sound a lot like me, believe it or not. More than the other characters do. All right, show's over, a voice shouted to the crowd. As the smiling Ike's parted, Dex saw his best friend Dan giving the orders. Dan, the well-known chocolate squirrel, Ike for Daredevil Dan's pure milk chocolate, was climbing down from his sleek XJ-1 rocket plane. My dog, Dex, and I got important business to do together, Dan said to the crowd, waving them away. Then he leaned toward the parrot reporter. That would be Dex and his best friend, Daredevil... No, that would be Dex and his... Wait, who's talking? I think it's the parrot. That would be Dex and his best friend, Daredevil Dan, the man. As in me. Did I say... Wait, you know what? That would be Dex and his best friend, Daredevil Dan, the man. As in me. Did I say important? I think that was Dan there. I think that was Dan. I think that's one of those scenes that's like probably made like read a lot cleaner in the movie, and when you try to translate it into text, it just kind of becomes a big mess. When the crowd finally disappeared, what I'm saying is that wasn't my fault. That wasn't my fault that I fucked that up reading that and did a very bad job and demonstrated my piss poor reading comprehension. That's not what happened at all. When the crowd finally disappeared, Dex's tuxedoed tough guy exterior slumped. The real secret, Dex said to his friend, is I'm scared out of my mind. Tonight's the night, Dan. Dan shrugged. No worries, you can do it as long as you've got me to help you. Dex nodded and shakily took a small ring box from his pocket. Right, okay, I can handle this, he said, opening the box and displaying the impressive produce. What do you think? He asked hopefully. Whoa, 4 carrots, Dan said, nodding at the 4 real carrots in the diamond engagement ring. This is confusing to me because it says, whoa, 4 carrots, written as C-A-R-O-O-T-S, like carrots, like, yeah, what's up, Doc Carrot. But then Dan said, nodding at the 4 real carrots on the diamond. Okay, so it's weird. Okay, whatever. You know what? I can't get tripped up at every point of confusion. It's Food Fight. It's fucking bedlam, okay? It's absolute insanity. That's why the internet loves Food Fight so much. That's why they find it so hilarious. And that's why this thing is going to catch off like fucking wildfire once the internet gets a hold of it. I never heard of anyone else reading the novelization of Food Fight, doing all the voices. That's a pretty novel idea if you ask me. Let's see. Yeah, but do you think she'll like it? What if she doesn't like it? Relax, bro. We're talking about sunshine goodness. You could have her. You could give her a ring from a box, Cracker Jacks, and she'd still say yes. Everything's got to be just perfect tonight, Dex said, still anxious about proposing to the most beautiful girl to ever adorn a box of raisins. Now you're sure to know what to do? Wait, now you're sure you know what to do? The witching hour is upon us, okay? Dan patted the lovesick dog on the back. I was born knowing what to do. I'm the most death-defying, stunt-flying, milk chocolate squirrel. Dex interrupted him. Dan, one more thing. Will you be my best man? The chocolate squirrel quit the shameless self-promotion and threw himself onto Dex in a bear hug. You bet your box top, Dan shouted. In the distance, Dex heard someone call the name of a girl who made his cereal turn soggy in milk. What? Hold on, okay. Some of the Candy Kid Ikes from the next aisle were yelling, "Sunshine, sunshine, catch!" In the distance, Dex heard someone call the name of the girl who made his cereal turn soggy in milk. What does that mean? Like, I feel, I get that it's some sort of, like, I don't know, like, it's like made his heart go in his throat or some kind of, like, oh, like, it, like, makes him all fucking verklempt, like he's got very strong feelings for this Miss Sunshine, but it's like soggy in milk. Like, where's the milk? Whose milk? Dex Dog Detective's milk? Are we talking about dog cum here? What the fuck is going on in this fucking book? Fucking page 9 of fucking Food Fight the novelization. You gotta be talking about fucking dog cum? What? What? Are you serious right now with the dog cum? I can't believe you. Oh, my internet's going real squooey Louie. What the hell? There's like, it's fucking the witching hour. There's one. Give me 1 second. I want to try something. What the fuck is this? Okay. Will this work if I do this? Hold on. Why is it so bad? Why is it so bad right now? Come on. What could be taking up the dang internet? Is something downloading? Maybe something's downloading. I gotta stop it. Hold on. I'm gonna. I think so. It looks like one person might be watching this, but I'm pretty sure that's just me, so it's fine. I can do whatever I want. I'm gonna try to like make sure nothing's downloading or something. I don't know. Give me a minute. So freaking bad right now. Turn the Wi-Fi off. Will that assuage you, honey? Please? Light of my life? Come on. Yeah, I know, but it's very bad. It's very bad connection. It's a very bad connection. I don't understand why. Whatever. You know what? You just gotta move on. What else can you do? You can pray to the gods. You can ask them for clemency. But that's all you can do. That's all you can do. They're not with me right now. This is fucking fucked up. This is the most fucked up thing that's ever happened to me. I'm sorry. Man, this shit really makes me sweat, man. It makes me very worried if anyone were to ever actually be watching this, that I would just start just sweating buckets immediately, because this shit fucking stresses me out, man. Internet, is this really all you can do for me right now? Is this the best you can do? Whatever. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. It's fine. All of it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Get it together, buddy. Oh. Heavens above. What the hell is happening? You bet your box top, Dan shouted. In the distance, Dex heard someone call the name of the girl who made his cereal turn soggy in milk. Some of the Candy Kid Ikes from the next aisle were yelling, "Sunshine, Sunshine, catch!" They threw a melon which sailed over Sunshine's hands and hit Dan in the back of the head with the pleasant thump of fresh produce. "Thanks for playing with us, Sunshine," the chubby-faced kids yelled. "See you tomorrow, Sunshine." Okay. Her name is Sunshine. Dan forced a smile and tossed the melon back to the Candy Ikes, who surrounded the always radiant Sunshine Goodness Raisin Girl. I think she's done by Ava Longoria, or is it Hilary Duff? It's Hilary Duff. Believe it or not, Hilary Duff and Ava Longoria are going to sound very similar. Ooh. "Oh, Dan," Sunshine said, smiling and helping Dan to his feet. "That was so nice of you." "It was?" The squirrel... Oh, Dan. "It was?" The squirrel asked, a little dazed. You... No, can't do that. We can't do that. No. Can't do that. "You bet," she said with a wink. Oh, geez. "The way you saved Dex from ruining his spiffy tux. "Oh, yeah? Well, sure. That's what friends are for," Dan mumbled. Sunshine leaned into Dex. I don't think Sunshine's in this for too long. I think she's mostly doing other shit in this story. We can only hope. Sunshine leaned in to give Dex a kiss. "Hungry, tough guy?" she asked him. "How about we get Maximilius Moose to make us huge hot dogs for dinner? My treat." Dan's eyes brightened. "Great idea." Oh, Dan, God damn it. Dan's Wayne Brady. Dan's eyes brightened. "Great idea," he said. That's Wayne Brady. "I'll take a foot long with." Dex shot Dan a look, and the chocolate squirrel took the hint. "Gotta fly," he said. "Yeah, we need only 2 people, okay? If only 2 people could be talking at any given moment, that'd be much, much easier for me." "Gotta fly," he said, quickly taking off in the direction of his chocolate rocket plane. See you later, Dan," Sunshine said, smiling. She leaned closer to Dex. "Or could we play a little stickball with Lola? "Well, actually," Dex said nervously, "I've planned plumbing, I've planned something special tonight." Again, I think that worked. If it worked at all, that worked better in the movie than in text. "Oh, let me guess. A romantic hot air balloon ride, perhaps? Oh, no, you just did..." Why can't I... God, when I'm talking like her, I can't read very well in the best of circumstances, but trying to do a very, very accurate impression of Hilary Duff. Of either... A very accurate impression of either Hilary Duff or Ava Longoria. It fucks me up. I can't read at all. "Ooh, let me guess. A romantic hot air balloon ride, perhaps? Oh, no, you just did that. Was it hard to beat up those itsy-bitsy hamsters?" Sunshine twirled and did a roundhouse kick. "By the way, you stole that last move from me." "Really?" Dex said, surprised. He beamed at Sunshine as she playfully pinched his cheek. "Don't believe me? Well, listen, Sherlock. Just 'cause every Ike in town relies on you to protect them doesn't mean I couldn't kick your butt." "Anytime," Dex said, leaning in to grab her. "Want some?" Sunshine teased, pushing Dex away and batting her lovely eyelashes. Oh, yeah, Dex answered. Sunshine opened a box of raisins and flicked one high into the air. They both watched as it hovered for a second, then dropped right into Dex's mouth. Sunshine laughed. Dex swept her into his arms. Why, Mr. Detective, are you sweeping me off my feet? Dex smiled and hugged his Sunshine. I'm working on it, he told her with his grin. Dex led Sunshine to his favorite club in the produce section. Maximilius Moose, head waiter and sometimes bouncer, greeted them and led the couple to a candlelit table outside. Okay, who does his voice? Who does Maximilian Moose? Mr. Moose, where are you? Oh God, you're gonna make me fucking look at the whole cast list? Come on now. Is this Mr. Moose's only line? What a Polar Penguin by Chris Kattan, or Lady X by Ava Longoria, who's okay. Mrs. Butterworth, where are you? Mr. Maximilian Robert Costanzo, who's that? As Bobby Costanza, so sometimes he's known. Oh, this guy was just in some fucking thing I saw the other day. Okay, oh God, what's happening? Internet, honey, internet, baby, what's going on? Internet, no. Man. Robert Costanzo's IMDb page is crashing my computer. The overwhelming amount of roles that Robert Costanzo has been on is just fucking too much for my computer to handle. Anyway, he looks like Ed Asner. Believe it or not, he also sounds like Ed Asner, as far as I'm concerned. Your table's ready, the Tuxedo Moose said. Maximilius helped Sunshine into her chair.
We've got caviar, filet mignons, and a fine selection of fruits and vegetables,
he said with his thick Brooklyn accent. Sunshine beamed. Oh, Dex, this is so great. Dex gulped. It was now or never. The ring was in his pocket. Sunshine, he said when the big moose finally left. You mean the world? What? Sunshine squawked, trying to hear Dex over the club's music. Maximilius was playing a violin, adding to the cacophony and moving closer to the table. There's that other $10 word, cacophony. I think people know cacophony, actually. They don't know fastidious. Dex shouted, you mean the world to me, in Sunshine's ear, then shot a look at the moose's screeching violin. Maximilius! The big moose stopped playing. I likes you too, he said, confused, and then looked at Sunshine. Oh, God damn it. This is what I'm saying. We can't have three people talking, okay? It fucks me up. The big moose stopped playing.
I likes you too, he said, confused, and then looked at Sunshine. Yous means her?
Yous means her. Dex rolled his eyes. Somehow Maximilius got the hint and backed away as Dex tried to recapture the moment. I just want to take care of you, baby, he told Sunshine. She fluttered her eyelashes. I do feel so safe in your arms, and I'm so proud of you, Dex. But I worry when you're on a dangerous case. Dex squared his wide shoulders. I'll be fine. I have to be, to make sure nothing bad ever happens to you. Always, Dex? Forever, kitten. Dex took a deep breath and said, here goes. Sunshine, will you? But before he could get the words out, the roar of a jet engine filled the air. Dex sighed and thought, in italics, what are the odds? That's a milk chocolate XJ1 piloted by a deranged squirrel who's supposed to be flying at a much higher altitude.
Take cover, Maximilius yelled. He's gonna crash again.
As the rush of the jet engine sent food and silverware flying, Sunshine stood up, delighted. It looks like Dan's drawing a picture, she said brightly as Dan managed to pull it up in time. Drawing? Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck's going on? Sunshine squinted and tried to get a better look at what Dan was skywriting. She gasped. It's of us, she exclaimed to Dex. That's so cute. But what's he trying to draw in your hand? Oh, what? That's so cute, but what's he trying to draw in your hand? Oh, okay, God. Okay. Dex looked up at Dan's skywriting attempt. What I've been trying to ask you all night. Sunshine, will you? Oh no, Sunshine cried as she saw Dan take the nose of the plane up. He's not going to try to... Inside the jet, Dan was trying to psych himself up. Okay, I just gotta loop the loop to make the engagement ring. No problem. Cause I'm gonna dare the day it... the fuck? Fly away, Sunshine said, cheering the squirrel on. Come on, Dan, you can do it this time. Dex pulled the ring from his pocket. Sunshine, he said, trying to get her attention. Will you dare the day? Oh my God, this is so fucking confusing. This is way more confusing to read than Oliver Twist. Dare the day. Oh God. Okay, come on. dare the day, the squirrel shouted as he reached the top of the loop. And not today, Sunshine said, and winced as Dan spiraled out of control. Everyone cringed as the plane crashed in the distance. Oh, God damn it. I better go check on Dan, Sunshine said, just to make sure he's okay. Sunshine stood up and Dex said, I'm sure he's fine. Dex always crashes, like yesterday, for example, and the day before. Sunshine smiled. When in doubt, just do the right thing and it'll always turn out. But I was trying to ask you. Don't worry, Sunshine said, leaving Dex with the ring in his hand. I'll just take a minute. I'll be right back. But a short while later, Dex reached the crash site first. He paced nervously as Dan surveyed the jet's damage. I don't understand it, Dex said, worried out of his mind. Sunshine went to check on you right after the crash. Where is she? Holding an ice pack to his head, Dan shrugged. You know Sunshine. You know Sunshine. She's the... Oh, God damn it. You know Sunshine. She's the sweetest Ike in the Marketropolis. Oh. She probably ran into a friend who needed her help. Dex shook his head and stared at the engagement ring. Why didn't I just do it? Dan took the old buddy by the arm. Come on, he said to Dex. It's getting late. I mean, early. You know the rule. We've got to be out of sight before the market opens. But I never got to ask her to walk down the aisle with me. Chill, dog, Dan said, trying to cheer up his friend. You can pop the question tomorrow night. Don't worry, it isn't like it's the last time you're ever going to see Sunshine again. Dex nodded. But the idea that he would never see Sunshine again hung on his heart like frost on a popsicle. What a beautiful image. It's like reading Nabokov. I'm okay, submerged door bidder. I don't need cheap viewers. I don't need any viewers. I'm doing just fine all by myself, but thank you very much for the offer. I'm going to get back to reading Foodfight if you don't mind. Chapter 3 of Foodfight. The novelization of Foodfight. 6 months later, it was business as usual for old Mr. Leonard. He had to clean up on aisle 6, a display to set up on aisle 7, and several carts with squeaky wheels that needed oil. He was happily going about his day when he noticed a delivery truck at the door. On the truck's side were a huge black X and the slogan, Brand X, a better way of life. A tall, thin man marched into Leonard's store. May I help you? Right, he's fucking Ed Asner. May I help you? Mr. Leonard asked.
You must be Mr. Leonard, the manager. I'm your new Brand X, Mr. Clipboard.
Oh wait, I thought that was Christopher Lloyd. Oh wow, I'm really feeling my lung injuries after doing. That's a hard one to do. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking do it. Okay. You think it is him, Mr. Clipboard? You think I'm not committed to the bit? This is weird. Maybe I'm gonna see if I can scroll to where. What's going on in this? Let's go back. See what Mr. Clipboard looks like. Even though only submerged door bidder is watching this, as far as I can tell, if not just me. And even if they are watching it, they're only here to try to scam me with cheap viewers or chap viewers. Chap. There's an accent aigu over the A. I thought it said cheap, but it must be a French word that I don't know. Chop, viewers. But yeah, that is Christopher Lloyd.
You must be Mr. Leonard, the manager. I'm your new Brand X representative, Mr. Clipboard,
the man said, looking over Mr. Leonard's partially balding head and peering down the aisles. Suddenly, two Brand X delivery men began wheeling in stacks of Brand X boxes.
I wasn't expecting any new products, Mr.
Leonard said as the men rolled the boxes right past them.
Corporate picture store that has the new Brand X detergent,
the thin man said, marking his clipboard. He pointed at the plain, colorless boxes.
With elixir, he added
in an official tone. Mr. Leonard didn't know whether to be happy. Okay, this is funny because it's like, I read that like there should be more to it because there should. It just says Mr. Leonard didn't know whether to be happy. I don't think that's like whether. You don't say whether before one thing. Like whether to be happy or confused, whether to be happy or infuriated. I don't know if that's an honest mistake or if it's just like bad writing. That's funny. Mr. Leonard didn't know whether to be happy. He didn't know whether to be happy or...
Brand X, huh? Never heard of it.
The thin man twitched at the remark, then bashed himself in the head with his clipboard.
Give us 1 week, he said confidently. Our customers won't know how they lived without Brand X.
But everything is so nice the way it is. We don't have space, Mr. Leonard argued.
Oh, I'll make space.
Mr. Clipboard said with a smile. Mr. Leonard smiled back awkwardly, but he couldn't help feeling that there was a hint of menace in the man's words. Mr. Leonard tried to keep up as the tall, thin man hurried down the aisles.
Wait until you get a whiff of our brand X elixir. It's practically addicting.
The man's bony arm accidentally knocked a bag of Captain Crispy chips to the floor. Then, without a second thought, Mr. Clipboard crushed the bag of chips with the heel of his boot as he continued down the aisle. Mr. Leonard was shocked.
That was a perfectly good bag of chips,
Mr. Leonard said, kneeling on the floor and cradling the bag of broken chips. Never opened, never enjoyed. He's really busted up over this. But the man just ignored him. He is so unbelievably cruel. He just ignored him. He just ignored this man holding this, what until then had been a perfectly healthy bag of chips, and now was just a tattered mess of viscera. But the man just ignored him. He seemed to be enjoying himself. As Mr. Clipboard walked away, unbeknownst to him or any other humans, a near riot was brewing within Captain Crispy's bag of chips. Who's Captain Crispy? Who does Captain Crispy's voice? Who does Captain Crispy's voice? Who does Captain Crispy's voice? Is George Johnson. No one wastes chips and gets away with it. No one wastes chips. No one wastes... Oh, okay, oh, it says me, so he's like Scottish or something.
No one wastes my chops and gets away with it.
Miss Captain Crispy growled. The pirate icon wrote,
Brand X will pay.
Chapter 4. Mr. Leonard sighed as he stared at the new Brand X display. It was a giant cardboard washing machine bulging into the aisle of his tidy little store. A sign above it proclaimed, "Rejoice, Brand X has arrived." He shook his head as he switched off the lights that night. For the first time, old Mr. Leonard drove away from his beloved market, feeling a little uneasy. As the sun set, the supermarket transformed into the city of Metropolis, but the streets were empty. Only strange cries drifted down the windswept aisles and through the littered back alleys. "Sunshine, where are you? I'll find you, Sunshine." "Dex, help me, Dex. Please find me, Dex." "Sunshine, I'm coming, Sunshine." "Don't leave me, Dex. I need you. Daredevil Dan suddenly burst in his friend's apartment. "Sunshine," Dex shouted in his sleep. "I'm coming, Sunshine." "Dex, wake up," Dan said, shaking him. In Dex's dream, he was following a trail of raisins that seemed to lead nowhere. Dan shook him harder. Dex's eyes snapped open as he sat up and gasped. "You were having that nightmare again, weren't you?" Dan asked, looking down at his haggard friend. Dex didn't answer. He got up from the sofa where he had fallen asleep and stumbled to the sink. Splashing cold water on his face, he hung his head, trying to make sense of it all. "I miss her too," Dan told him sympathetically, "but it's been 6 months. Sunshine's gone, bro. We have to accept it." Dex shook his head. "I can't. I failed her. It wasn't your fault. You kept this place running smooth as a smoothie and all of us safe," Dan said, pointing at the newspaper articles tacked on Dex as well. Every one of them was about a triumph by the great dog detective. "Just look at these clippings," Dan said, talking about all the hundreds of cases you've solved. But Dex stared at only one set of clippings, the bad ones. "Oh yeah," he said. "What about these? Raisin riddle a mystery, leads dry as prunes." Dex turned away from the wall. He knew the next headline by heart. "Sunshine goodness gone without a trace. Dex dog detective hangs up his hat. The only case that ever really mattered. The only case that ever really mattered, and I couldn't solve it," Dex said through his clenched teeth. "The only case that ever really mattered, and I couldn't solve it. Now she's gone. Sunshine, my only sunshine." "But at least we still got each other, right?" Dan offered, putting his arm around Dex. "Cinnamon and chocolate, together forever." Dex pulled away. The chocolate squirrel looked at the suffering dog. Bear with me 1 minute. I need to write down this sentence. I would just like to show that to someone. What is this? What does this mean to you? Like, react to it like a fucking Westworld robot. I'm done. This doesn't look like anything to me. The chocolate squirrel. The chocolate squirrel looked at the suffering dog. The chocolate squirrel looked at the suffering dog. I think I have a new bio for my YouTube and my Twitch channel. The chocolate squirrel looked at the suffering dog. The chocolate squirrel looked at the suffering dog. There was nothing left to do but level with him and hope for the best. Okay, so your detective days are over, Dan said, moving toward the door. One thing's nice about this, these chapters are like fucking like 3 pages long. I'm always thinking like, oh, I'm done after this. I'm like, oh, it's fucking a page and a half. I can get through it. Next thing you know, I'll be fucking done with this whole damn book. Okay, so your detective days are over, Dan said, moving toward the door. But now you got a club to run, and you can beat the Copa Bananas. You can... Oh my godness. Oh my godness. You can bet the Copa Banana's gonna be buzzing tonight. Everyone's talking about how Crispy's bag got crunched. Anyway, you want to live... You got my wings outside. Wait, so everyone's gonna be at the club because they're gonna be talking about Crispy Crunchy Captain Crispy Crunch's potato crisps murder? Is murder most foul? Oh, the whole everyone's gonna be buzzing about it. It's 4 in the morning. It's 4 in the morning. I think I'll walk, Dex said absentmindedly. Dan hesitated. You're sure you're cool? Yeah, Dex said, trying to smile. Thanks, pal. As Dan left the room, Dex reached into his pocket and pulled out a faded box of Sunshine Goodness raisins. He flipped a raisin in the air. It hovered for a second, then hit him bonk right on the nose. Dex shook his head. It's not the same without you, Sunshine, he said, staring at the label. Raisins taste like ash in my mouth. All right. Chapter 5. Oh, geez. Okay. Whoever scanned this novel, this page got folded into the binding, so it's like... I think I can still read it. The main street outside... Okay. I'm worried about reading the words that are not on the page. Maybe I should also worry about being able to read the ones that are on the page. The main street aisle of Marketropolis was lit up and bustling like Times Square on a summer night. Dex had put on a clean tuxedo and was making his way to the Copa Banana when Harry Hold called to him. Dex. Who's Harry Hold? Harry Hold is it Harvey Firestein? Harry Hold is Greg Ellis. Okay, I think he's like, I don't know. I think they implied he was British.
Dex, wait up. The United Supermarket Defense Association needs your help.
What's wrong, Harry? Losing your hold? Dex asked as he kept walking. Harry grabbed Dex's arm.
Dex, you have to help me. At my split ends, there are witnesses who insist this Brand X salesman deliberately crushed Captain Crispy's bag.
Dex shrugged and kept walking. So investigate. You're the head of the USDA these days. I run the Copa Banana Club now. Harry was in a panic.
But the store ran so we... When you're...
What? So we... Okay, here we go.
But the store ran so well when you were chief. It's just not the same anymore.
Dex nodded. Nothing is, he said flatly.
Dex, when are you going to stop blaming yourself for Sunshine's disappearance?
Harry said. Dex froze as every brand icon on the street gasped. Oh my god. It's 4 in the morning. Oh, the sweat's dripping down the back of my neck. That's a gross feeling. They stared, waiting to see what Dex would do next. Lucky for Harry, a jet engine roared overhead. It was Dan. As Dex looked up, Harry ducked from the street, shouting,
Duty calls, much to do.
Yo, Dex, Dan shouted, pointing at the pointing at the back of his plane. This ought to be this. Okay. I might be at the end of reading Foodfight for the night. I can't get through even 2 words. Yo, Dex, Dan shouted, pointing at the back of his plane. This ought to really pack the place. Dex smiled as he read the banner, Get Juiced at the Copa Banana tonight. Dan do steroids at the Copa Banana. Dan called down to the cupcake Ike in the corner. Yo, sweet. Oh, Dan's talking. Yo, sweet cake's right. And it's Wayne Brady, so he's got to say yo, right? What are you doing to me? Yo, sweet cakes, check this out. He raised the nose of the jet, trying to do a loop. You drive me loopy, baby, the squirrel shouted enthusiastically. Dare the day. Sweet cakes rolled her eyes and walked on. Who's Sweet cakes? Haley Duff, Hillary Duff's sister, who, believe it or not, sounds exactly like Hillary Duff. Get a shelf life, she yelled over the shoulder as Dan's plane began to spiral out of control. Dan frantically tried to pull the plane up as it nosedived, but it was no use, so he hit the eject button as the plane crashed through a mass of tangled branches and smashed into the tree-shaped factory of some elf Ikes. Oh, see, but they can't say the Keebler elves there. They can't say any of the actual brands here. It's too late. Dan's ejection seat finally worked, tossing him out of the cockpit into a wheelbarrow full of fudge. The panicking factory workers were outraged. Dan's parachute suddenly popped open, and the silk fluttered over him. From under the parachute, he told the gathering group of angry Ikes, I'm good, just testing my chute, I'm cool. 1 second. Okay. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Oh, so many hats are falling everywhere. Hats from all the places I've been, all over the world. St. Louis? The Smithsonian Museum in Washington, D.C., America? Madrid, Spain. London, England as well. Rome in Italy. And Las Vegas. Oh my God. I really didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that shit. Fuck. Oh no. Las Vegas, Nevada. Lovely. Okay. He's supposed to be made out of chocolate? That squirrel doesn't look like he's made out of chocolate. That squirrel looks like the color of someone's turds if they have liver disease. How would I know that? That's not really any of your business. All right? Chapter 6. How long is this chapter? Okay, I think I'm gonna be done after this because I'm having a very hard time reading. It's almost 5 in the morning. It's almost so in the morning that it's like the actual morning and not like 2, 3, 4 in the morning, which is not the morning. No one really considers that the morning. Holy shit, look at this guy. This guy's fucked up, man. Whoa. That guy's so fucked up looking. Okay. Anyway. Chapter 6. Between Main Street and the produce section was a seedy back alley known as the Discount Aisle District. Life was cheap in this part of town. It was where the low class and low priced hung out, and the damaged goods and dented cans made their last desperate attempt to be sold. On some nights, Dex used this as a shortcut to and from the Copa Banana. This was one of those nights. As Dex moved through the shadowy alley, he saw Polar Penguin, who I think is Chris Kattan. He was Mr. Peepers on SNL. As you know, he was also Mango. As Dex moved through the shadow alley, he saw Polar Penguin, an Ike who belonged in the freezer section, being turned upside down by Cheezel the Weasel. Who does Cheezel the Weasel? Lawrence Kasanoff? Oh, that's the director of the movie? Okay. All right. Cheezel the Weasel. The Weasel was looking to make a fast buck or a greasy fistful of ill-gotten discount coupons. Why, of course I can sell you a VIP pass to the Copa Banana, the Weasel whispered to the Penguin. Excuse me, sir. I seem to be catching a draft up the here. The chili penguin said. I don't know. He has the excuse. He's got that in there. So like I know said Chris Kattan, but I'm doing like an Ed Wynn thing. I'm doing like an Ed Wynn. Excuse me, sir. I seem to be catching a draft up here. The chili penguin said, his teeth chattering despite his wearing mittens and earmuffs. Smelt fell from his pockets as he searched for coupons. Kids are going to need help with that one. I don't think kids know that smelt is a fish. You know, like he smelt, fell from his pockets. How can he, like that? Like, I think that would just be, that'd be such a confusing sentence to a child. It would basically fuck them up for their entire life.
But my very important friend, you don't appear to have the necessary coupons for such a pricey purchase,
The weasel said with mock sympathy. Dex stopped. He knew that the penguin was about to be taken for everything he had. Let him go, Cheezel, Dex said. The weasel instantly dropped the penguin on his head and smiled nervously.
Dex, what a pleasant surprise.
The penguin quickly waddled away as Dex gave the weasel a stern look and resumed his walk to the Copa Banana. The cheese weasel tried to catch up. Since he couldn't make a dime off the penguin, he hoped to make a small score with Dex. He had a few items the dog detective might find interesting. Poker chips, a few hot watches, and other supermarket debris. Dex stared the weasel down.
You despise me, don't you?
The rodent said. Are weasels rodents? Are they? Bear with me 1 second. I want to learn something. I know. Learn something on Twitch? Yeah. Weasel. Rodent? Question mark? Okay, this isn't... Okay. So it came up with taxidermy for a mouse and the definition of easel, like something that you put a canvas on. I heard that Google was like turning into a fucking useless pile of crap, but it really seems like that's the case. Okay, let's see. Weasel. Scientific classification. And what is it then? What is the weasel? Mustela. A weasel is a mammal of the genus Mustela of the family Mustelidae. The genus Mustela includes the least weasels, polecats, stoats, ferrets, and minks. Members of this genus are small, active predators with long and slender bodies and short legs. So I do not think a weasel is a rodent. I'm going to go through the whole fucking taxonomy of, which I think is what Google fucked up. They thought it was like trying to figure out what taxonomy is, and they came up with taxidermy, which would not surprise me at all if the fucking degenerates that hang out on Twitch don't know the difference between, I can almost guarantee that they don't know the difference between taxidermy and taxonomy. Let's see. Yeah. Eukaryota, Animalia, Chordata, Animalia, Carnivora, Mustelidae, Mustelinae. No, they're not rodents. Not even close. They're in the same order, but that's it. They're not even the same fucking subfamily. You fucking kidding me? They're not even the fucking same subfamily. It's fucking slapdash research being done on the fucking Foodfight novelization. Look at this. We got fucking. This is an we can sell this as an educational novel telling kids that smelt our fish using words like fastidious and cacophony. It's like, yeah, you're also telling them that weasels are rodents, which is scientifically inaccurate. Very scientifically inaccurate. You're saying because they kind of look the same, that they're fucking the same species, that they're from the same family of animals? You got a lot to learn about fucking zoology if that's what you think, buddy. Okay, that's not exactly how it works. All right? Did you know that a pig and a bear are much more closely related than a panda bear and a fucking grizzly bear? Did you know that? Did you know that? I bet you didn't. You look at a fucking panda bear and a grizzly bear, you think they're basically the same thing. But did you actually know that the true thing to know is that a pig that you make bacon out of and a grizzly bear have much more in common genetically than a panda bear and a grizzly bear does? Now your ass knows even one thing. Some would say I'm doing this wrong. That's why nobody likes what I'm doing, or nobody even knows what it is. But I say I'm the change you need. I'm the change you've been waiting for. And even though you didn't know it, you didn't know you were asking for it. You were begging for it, actually. I'm like Steve Jobs, you know. Everyone on Twitch is like trying to be like, oh, what does everybody want? What do I do for them? How do I please these fucking people? Oh, please give me pity. Oh, please watch my channel. Please subscribe. I'll respond to everything you fucking say. I'll treat every fucking dumb bullshit fucking utterance about your stupid day and the stupid things you do with your day like it matters. I'll tell you I care about what you're eating and when you're going to the bathroom, because for some reason that's what you want. I'm not interested in doing that, okay? I'm gonna give you what you fucking need and what you actually want, even though you could never conceive of that in your mind if you had a million fucking years, okay? Because I'm like Steve Jobs, all right? I know what you want, and I will tell you what you want, and you will thank me for it. Just watch. Just watch, all right? I know exactly what I'm doing here. I know exactly what I'm fucking doing here. I know exactly what I'm doing. You people, you fucking people, you are gonna be in the palm of my hand before you know it. And then, by then, it's far too late. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. It would be far too late for you to do anything by then. Far too late. But until then, until I build my undeniable and unassailable empire on the bones of my lessers, on those I have conquered in the field of Twitch and the internet in general, I must get back to reading Foodfight. Enough of this blowhardery. Let's get back to Foodfight, the novelization. The weasel, right. You despise me, don't you? The rodent said. It's not a rodent. We just learned that. A weasel is not a rodent. A weasel belongs to the family Mustelidae, like stoats do. What's going on? Who is that? We need to keep the door shut. My cats are trying to get in here, but I'm not going to open it for them because then they're going to be wanting to get out. Then they're going to want to get back in. Then they want to get out. Then they want to get back in. If you have cats, you know what I'm fucking talking about. If you don't, then shut the fuck up. All right? Shut the fuck up. You despise me, don't you? The Mustelidae said. The Mustelidae, not a rodent. Just then, a blinding flash of light caused Dex and Cheezel the Weasel to squint. It was the store trolley which cut through that part of town. Unfortunately, the Weasel seemed to be standing right in the middle of the tracks. Dex jumped onto the moving trolley as it ran the Weasel down. The dog detective watched the pained rodent slither away. I'm going to change this song. I think we've been listening to this song for like a while. Here we go. Let's see. As the trolley pulled into Produce Park, Dex could hear the music coming from the Copa Banana. Searchlights crisscrossed the sky. The place was jammed and the party was in full swing. Dex walked down the red carpet as cameras flashed. Dex held a shopper called out. Dex held a shopper called out. Any new ladies on your plate? Is there a new squeeze the juice bar? Newsflash, she said, batting her eyelashes at Dex. I'm available. But Dex kept walking. No one could replace sunshine in his life. How's it scratching, boss? Maximilius Moose asked as he led Dex through the velvet rope entry. Just then, Dex noticed Polar Penguin step into the crowd of Ikes, hoping to get into the club. He pointed out the penguin to Maximilius Moose. Make it one more, he said. Make it one more, he said to the moose. Polar Penguin? Maximilius asked. Maximilius, that's a weird name. Maximilius asked, checking the VIP list. That don't ring no bells. From Polar Penguin ice cream, the penguin said brightly. It's just me, or is anyone else cold? Is it just me, or is anyone else cold? The moose gave Dex a smile, silently acknowledging the boss's soft side. The penguin waddled past the group of envious Ikes. If you're ever in frozen food, Mr. Detective, you've got a friend, the Penguin said. Dex flashed his signature handgun salute and disappeared into the club. Inside, the maitre d' and upmarket canned fish Ike. See, this is what we know it's Charlie, okay? Even though you don't have the fucking rights to fucking Charlie's likeness and the brand associated with him. We all know who you're talking about, okay? Then upmarket canned fish Ike led guests through the bustling crowd. Now, how does Charlie the Tuna sound? I think he's like nothing makes it better. Nothing. Hey, let me tell you, baby. Let me tell you, baby. The tuna salad is a delicious and healthy lunch. Tuna salad is a delicious and healthy lunch. Let me tell you, honey. Tuna salad is a delicious and healthy lunch. Tuna salad is a delicious and healthy lunch. Yeah, he sounds like fucking like. Let me tell you. Who is that? I know that's a guy. I don't know who that is, though. Let me tell you. Follow me and watch the tail, he said, escorting the guests to their tables. Dex turned away from the crowd and faced the bar. Got milk? He asked the bartender. Who's Lola? Oh, wait, that's Weasels. That's I was learning about Weasels. I don't need that tab anymore. Okay. Reading Foodfight and learning about what Weasels are. Oh, I remember this cheese guy. I remember this fucking cheese guy. I'm kind of like where I am in the. No, I'm not. This movie's like almost over. Never mind. Lola. Who's Lola? Who is Lola? Lola Frutola. Shirley Morrison. I'm sorry, Shirley. I'm not familiar with your work. You're gonna sound a lot like Wayne Brady. Oh God, that was bad. Why did I pick that one? I could have picked any of the people who just had my voice, but I picked Wayne Brady. Jesus, God damn it. I'm what you call an ally, okay? I'm sorry for inadvertently slipping to something that could be construed as racially insensitive, okay? That's not how I meant it. It's just the first example that came to mind. And then you're like, yeah, because you're racist. No. That's not why. I can't rightly tell you why. All I can tell you is that is not why, okay? Do I look like a Dairy Queen to you? Lola answered. And besides, she asked as she opened a fresh carton of milk, haven't you had enough? Dex shrugged and quickly drank the glass of milk she poured. It sure does a body good. I don't know who's saying that. As Dex poured himself another glass of milk, he overheard a conversation at the bar that was getting louder and louder.
Crush me bag, will he?
Captain, I guess he's not dead. Captain Crispy growled.
Well, I'll make Brandex pay for it, I will.
Dex raised his glass to Old Crispy.
It's hard to lose something you care about, Cap, he said sympathetically, but you better go easy on the potato juice before you get chip-faced.
What? Oh, okay. It was too late. Crispy passed out face down in a bowl of chips on the floor. Now that's a very confusing sentence there, because it's like, go easy on the potato juice. And it's like, he means vodka. But it took me a second, because I'm like, potato, what the fuck is potato juice? Because like, fucking Dex is drinking milk like he's drinking alcohol. And that's what you do with cartoons a lot. You have fucking like, you know, they do it on like SpongeBob with like the Goofy Goober thing, where they're fucking like, or like on Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, where like candy gets you fucked up. It's like a euphemism for drugs and alcohol. And like, that's what they're doing here. It's one of the best cartoon bits you can do, but fucking, I'm gonna go back. I'll just keep letting it play. But then they fuck it up. They cock it up and make it confusing by saying potato juice, which is, I'm assuming, a reference to vodka. It's like, so they have real liquor. And I guess since the potato chip guy is made out of potatoes, he would drink vodka, because vodka's made out of potatoes. But then Dex Detective, who is a cereal mascot, I will remind you, would drink milk, because milk makes his cereal soggy, and soggy cereal is what makes him horny. I don't know. I'm very, 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 very confused. The chapters are so damn short. It's very enticing. I think I'll just read chapter 7 and then be done. Who knows? I'm about, like, as far as I can tell, like maybe a third of the way through this book. Meanwhile, Dan was riding a slow horse-drawn chuck wagon through the cleaning supplies aisle of Marketropolis. He'd hoped to arrive on Main Street in style, but every taxi and banana boat was taken. Dan was trying to not lose his confidence, but riding this dog chow wagon wasn't going to help his image at all. Dare the day, just dare the day, Dan said to himself. He did a backflip off the wagon and landed face down with a splat. Someone started clapping slowly. Nice play, a woman. Oh, wait, that's Ava Longoria, I think. Yeah. Hold on, I gotta blow my nose again. I was just thinking it might be fun to do nasal irrigation while trying to read, but I think it can get quite messy and probably fuck up my computer, so no. As soon as I said that, I realized it was a bad idea, like most ideas I have. Oh, this hat's making me hot. How bad's my hair look though? Yeah, it's awful, like always. What's going on here? Right. Nice play, woman said. Bet you'll nail it next time. Count on it, Dan said, looking up at the towering Brand X detergent building. In front of it stood a tall woman in a tight red dress. Ooh, hello. She leaned over and tickled Dan under his chin. So handsome. What do you suggest a lady looking for a good... How do you suggest to a lady looking for a good time? Banana, Dan stammered. The woman shrugged. I prefer zucchini. What the hell's going on here? Dan got to his feet. The club, he said, breaking into a buck-toothed grin. I meant the club, the Copa Banana. I'm tight with Dex Dog Tickle. So I prefer zucchini. Are they talking about inserting fruits and vegetables into you for sexual pleasure? Is that what they're talking about? That's crazy, man. I don't think that's appropriate for the Foodfight junior novelization. Junior, emphasis on junior. Do we need to explain to the juniors reading this junior novelization what she's talking about with the zucchini? Dan, what is it? What is this conversation about the banana and the zucchinis? And well, when a man and a woman feel special about one another, I don't know. I don't know what they think they're doing here exactly. The club, he said, breaking into a buck-toothed grin. The club, the Copa Banana. I'm tight with Dex Dog Detective. The sultry woman raised an eyebrow. She said, smiling. Guess this is my lucky night. Maybe yours, too. Ooh. Maybe he's going to be getting the zucchini. Still seated at the bar, Dex was staring at the faded raisin label he always carried with him. Lola set a bowl of raisins on the bar. Dex tossed a raisin into the air as Lola watched hopefully. He leaned back, trying to catch it in his mouth, and fell off the bar stool. Lola sighed and went back to drying glasses with a dish rag. Dex found his way to the bar stool just as Dan walked through the doors, yelling, Yo, Dex. Does he always have to talk like that? The chocolate squirrel was grinning from ear to ear. We got us a new delivery, he said, panting. The Brand X detergent Ike, Lady X. And she's got a real sweet tooth, he said, pointing at himself. Ooh, I'm a very sick man. I'm a very sick man, I'll have you know. What's going on right now? And she's got a real sweet tooth, he said, pointing at himself. The front doors of the club suddenly burst open again, sending Dan flying into a corner. I'm fine, because the lady is mine, the squirrel shouted as he tried to regain his composure. Lady X, the gorgeous Brand X detergent icon in an eye-popping X-shaped red gown. Yeah, I bet. Something else is popping, I bet. Flowed across the dance floor. All the Ikes in the room held their breath as she walked by. Vlad, who had Rosa in a perfect dip. Who's Vlad? Who the fuck is Vlad? Who's Vlad? Vlad, who had Rosa in a perfect dip, dropped her. Who are Vlad and Rosa? They haven't mentioned Vlad or Rosa yet. I guess they're just too attentive. They're probably never going to mention these names again. That's fucking weird. Vlad, who had Rosa in a perfect dip, drooped her. You could just say, like, I don't know. Can we say, like, the bald in shape man dipped the woman who was a bottle of syrup? I don't know. Who are Vlad and Rosa? It's fucking weird. The usually cool Tiki Taki, a breath mint Ike. What? Oh my god. I don't. Something. Things got really fucked up all of a sudden. Vlad, who had Rosa in a perfect dip, dropped her. The usually cool Tiki Taki, a breath mint Ike, belched fire. I guess they're just trying to. I mean, I think these are better sight gags. These sight gags work better, but then you have to like introduce like probably. I'm guessing in the cartoon they just probably cut to a guy and he fucking had a lady in his hands and drops her like oh, and she's like ah, he's like oh, and she's like ah, you know. But then you have to in this you have to like introduce these people, whereas before they're just like dancers. It's like you know, and it like takes every cartoon like Arthur, whose head, you know, twisted and warped into the shape of a wolf, and he whistled. Like it just, I don't think that works as well as when you show it. I would hope it will work better anyway as a visual gag. I think just sort of trying to straight translate this stuff into a book sort of demonstrates why this whole thing is stupid, and I would hope funny also. What's going on? Polar Penguin stood up on his stool to get a better look, and his scarf got caught in the ceiling fan. He spun around for a few seconds and then went flying toward Lady X. Lady X didn't even flinch as the penguin whizzed by her head and crashed into a waiter. She heard a small whimper and looking down saw that she was standing on the tail of the maitre d'. Sorry, she said nonchalantly to the tuna and started walking toward Dex. Dex sighed. Of all the produce bars and all the supermarkets in the world, she had to walk into mine. She stopped in front of Dex and gave him the once-over. Dex, dog detective, she said. I've already heard so much about you. I'll gossip, the dog detective replied, looking away. Lady X leaned toward him. My favorite kind, she whispered as Dex got a whiff of her perfume. That scent, Dex said, twitching his nose. There's something familiar about it. Lady X leaned closer. My secret ingredient, she whispered, smiling. Like it? It's amazing, Dex told her. A strange, hypnotized sparkle shined in his eyes. He shook his head to clear it. Ugh. So, dog detective, Lady X went on. Word on the shelves is you're in charge of this store. You've been misinformed, Dex told her flatly. Harry Hold's running things now. I don't get involved anymore. He's getting more like as I'm doing this. He's turning into Ed Asner. What's going on? Hold on. Harry, hold on. I don't get involved anymore. Lady X nodded. Perhaps because you haven't had the right special offer, she said, raising an eyebrow. Dex set his drink down. What are you in the market? What are you in the market? That's Charlie. I'm losing it. Charlie, it's what are you in the market for? What are you in the market for? What are you in the market for? I was trying to think, like, what does Charlie Sheen say? And I can't even think of anything. You know, it could be said that Charlie Sheen, I was watching some Charlie Sheen movies recently. He's not like the best actor. He can work in some situations, but he's no Martin Sheen. He's no fucking Martin Sheen. Let me tell you, I don't even know he's a fucking Emilio Estevez. He might be the least of the Sheens. The least of the Sheens, Charlie. That might be what I think. I don't know. I don't care enough to have a firm opinion about it. Dex said, God, oh, these headphones are starting to really hurt. Yeah, we're getting to the end here. This is the last chapter. What are you in the market for? Lady X laughed. What does any product icon want? She said, running her hands over her silky dress. A package no one can keep their hands off. Before she could say more, Dan popped up next to them. Yo, who's your sugar daddy? He asked, draping his arm around Lady X's waist. Just then, old Crispy woke up and lunged at Lady X. Oh, was his voice like,
Hold, Anchor. Crispy said, there's some more thing dirty about this detergent.
Now is there any way to talk to a lady? She said. Now there's like fucking 5 people talking. This is fucked up. This is very fucked up. The plucky squirrel immediately rose to her defense. Crispy took a swing at Dan, who fainted. Yo, Dan said, springing safely to his feet again behind Dex. I'm down, then up. Let me at him. Dex held Crispy back. You had a break today, Crispy. Don't take your troubles out on Dan. Crispy whistled for reinforcement. Suddenly, every salty Ike in the joint was standing behind him. Looks like things are a little sour between the sugar and salt icons. bonds, Lady X said coolly as the suite stood ready to back Dan up. Dex raised his hand, hoping to avoid a brawl.
This is not a condiment conspiracy. Chill out.
No, Crispy answered angrily. We're not leaving here till this wench tells us why her rep stopped me poor bag.
Is it really my fault you have inferior packaging? Lady X asked with a shrug. Yeah, Dan agreed, pointing at old Crispy. You aren't exactly new and improved.
This spud's for you,
Crispy yelled as he threw a roundhouse punch at Dan. Roundhouse punch? Is that a thing? Maybe I think you call it like a haymaker or something. I don't know. I'm not in the habit of getting into a lot of fist fights. Certainly not enough that I know the terminology. The Copa Banana suddenly exploded into a full-on bar fight.
Revenge will be mine,
Crispy shouted as he tried to pummel Dan. Back off, you saturated fat head, Dan said angrily. Dex spun and knocked Captain Crispy off Dan and right into Maximilius Moose's open arms. Dex raised a bar stool over his head with a high-pitched scream. Caused every Ike to freeze. It was Polar Penguin. Oh, sorry. I'm all sniffly like Polar Penguin. It was Polar Penguin. He was on top of the stool that Dex was about to swing. Please, bear in mind, I'm in fact the flightless, the Penguin pleaded through his chattering teeth. Dex gently set the stool down and took a breath. Party's over, he shouted over the noise of the rowdy crowd. Time to banana split out of my club. As the bar cleared out, Lady X stared at Dex, impressed. Guess we know who's top dog in this town, she said, admiring him, then staring contemptuously down at Harry Holt, who was peeking fearfully out from under a table. Maximilius was about to toss Dan out the door when the squirrel pleaded. God, he says yo like every fucking time he talks. I'm sure the movie's no different, but it's just, God damn it, you know. I'm sure Wayne Brady was thinking the same thing. He was like, really? You gotta be saying this like every fucking damn time I talk? Like, come on, man. Maximilius was about to toss Dan out the door when the squirrel pleaded, Yo, Dex, who's your buddy? Who's your pal? Max, my man.
I prefer Maximilius, and the boss don't play favorites.
Dex gave the moose a nod.
It's okay, Maximilius. Let Dan go.
What about me? Lady X said to Dex. You hanging me out to dry? Dex shook his head.
I'm not sure what to do with you.
Dan moved over to the Brand X bombshell and said, Come on, baby. Lady X slipped her arm over Dan's. She looked at Dex as she and the happy squirrel headed for the door.
What can I say, said Dex. Chicks dig chocolate.
That's a pretty good place to stop, I think. We're going to start chapter a little bit like, oh, fuck. Shit's getting pretty fucked up. There's a schism happening. I think this is the chip guy or something. No, he's a cheese guy. He's a cheese man, I remember. Okay. Well, let's put on the music for the other music. Okay. So, well, this was a fun idea, I think. I had a lot of fun doing it anyway. Doing all the voices and shit. It was great. It was hilarious. So I'm going to do this again later. I think the only person who watched this was a Submerged Orbiter, who offered me cheap viewers at streamboot.com. So if you're looking for cheap viewers, that's the place to go, I hear. You know, I personally don't have any need or interest in such a service, but if you do, I would encourage you to go to streamboot.com. They have cheap viewers, I hear. Anyway, this was fun. This was something to do late at night when I couldn't sleep. So it served its purpose. And even though nobody watched it and nobody cares about what I'm doing, I am comforted by the fact that based off of what I've seen, that this is undeniably much, much better and more entertaining and just has more anything going on in it than about, at least, if I'm being very generous, I'm being very generous, like 70% of what's going on Twitch. And literally everything that is on TikTok Live, even though this isn't on TikTok Live. And everything I've ever seen on YouTube streaming. What I'm saying is, if you don't like this or appreciate it, and no one appreciates or enjoys it, I know, and I have confidence in the knowledge that that is your fucking problem, not my fucking problem, all right? You guys just got to get on my level, and I'm confident that you will in time. But until then, and until next time, I've been Uncle Game Boy. And I've been reading Foodfight the novelization. We thank you for joining us. But until next time, Bye. I'm brushing the microphone.